This is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and, well, if you have tuned into, of course, the previous thoughts video, once again I will say, Merry Christmas Eve, everybody! Or at least it would be. Because, yeah. I guess it's after the last thoughts video for sure. And especially when you clicked on the thumbnail to this video in particular, I think you're going to be surprised on the reaction I thought of course, today's movie I'm going to be talking about for sure. But yeah, I digress, hands down. So yeah, for those who have actually tuned into, of course, this one after my previous thoughts video that I did on migration, first of all, let me say this right now. Thank you so much for that. It really does mean a whole lot for sure. So, and yeah, I guess it's quite clear that I actually did manage to go see the pretty much the latest movie that just came out that I have the privilege to go see as part of my double feature that I did earlier today by the time I'm recording this video for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that up front for sure. And, well, I always do love a really good double feature, hands down. And looks like, if anything, for today's movie, well, it looks like, seeing how we did manage to catch the latest anime feature film from Illumination, looks like for today's movie, looks like we're jumping back into, of course, the genre of superhero movies for sure, to which, yeah, I guess it's quite fair, of course, that front, because I always love a really good superhero movie for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And, well, I guess it's after seeing, of course, what Marvel actually has to offer, to which, yeah, they had a bit of a rocky year by far, so I do hope that will get resolved for sure. I think it's about time that we dive right into their pretty much once again their rival company, DC, for sure. And yeah, looks like in regards to today's movie, we're going to be talking about the latest film in the DC Extended Universe by far, to which I guess from the looks of it, it is of course the very last time we're actually going to be talking about one of the films in that said cinematic universe by far. And I really do mean that, hands down, because this movie I'm talking about here today, yes, it is of course the latest and of course the final installment in the DC Extended Universe by far. Whew. And boy, what a trip that turned out for sure. So, but yeah, I've still got a whole review to do, so I'm willing to give you guys all that hands down. So yeah, this has been built up for quite some time now, especially with, of course, the other three that we actually got earlier this year by far for sure. So, and I guess if anything, I think it's about time that we finally talk about this latest film that just came out for sure to really get things going hands down. So yeah, we've actually seen a whole lot from DC hands down, and, well, it looks like for this pretty much for this movie, you know what, I probably shouldn't pretty much spill the beans on that. I need to get right on to the hands down. So yeah, like I said, we're officially going to be talking about the latest film in the DC Extended Universe, but for the very last time, hands down for sure. So hopefully I think this final entry by far will give us something of value for sure. So yeah, with that being said, I think it's about time that we talk about the latest film in the DC Extended Universe that had just came out not too long ago that I got to see as part of my double feature for sure. So yeah, with that being said, I think we should do that here and there with, of course, today's movie that I'm going to be talking about here today, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So So yeah, that's of course what I'm going to be talking about here today is of course the latest film that just came out and is of course the 15th and as of now the final installment in the DC Extended Universe. And that's of course the long-awaited, pretty much the long-awaited sequel to of course the first Aquaman movie, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on of course that front. Alright, so yeah, before I could go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think it's actually quite fitting that seeing how this is a Aquaman movie, I should talk about, well, Aquaman for sure. And yeah, honestly, to me, I think if anything, who doesn't know what Aquaman is for sure? I'd say he's definitely one of the most recognizable superheroes in the DC lineup, hands down, alongside plenty of others pretty much that have came out, that have been around for sure, like of course Green Lantern, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and of course, who cannot forget both Batman and Superman for sure. So, and this, of course, one of the contributing members of course, their well-known superhero team for sure, the Justice League. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I could say on, of course, that front, whether it be in the original comics or, of course, several TV shows, especially cartoon shows, hands down. Aquaman is still a recognizable superhero, hands down, for sure, and I guess in regards to, of course, his movie in the DCEU by far, well, I did recall seeing it years ago, hands down, and I actually do think this movie is actually pretty good, hands down. So yeah, probably I think the one thing that did kind of bother me is, of course, its story that I just couldn't pretty much follow through just fine. But everything else, from what I can gather, I do think is massively solid for sure. So yeah, not really great by all means, but I do think the first Aquaman movie is actually a really good movie for sure. So yeah, definitely on there as, of course, one of pretty much a few DCEU movies that are actually pretty good, hands down, for sure. So, but of course, I did say that with a whole grain of salt because, well, pretty much the DC Extended Universe was trying to market on, of course, the same amount of success Marvel did with their cinematic universe for sure, to which... But yeah, I think it's pretty much what I could say on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, if there's any good DC movies that I always look back on and actually have really good memories on, I'd definitely say the first Aquaman movie would definitely be one of them for sure. So I actually got myself quite curious and actually quite excited to see what pretty much the long-awaited sequel will have to offer for sure. So yeah, and of course, I know they've been wanting to hype this up for some time, hands down, especially with the numerous amount of delays for sure. But I was rather quite shocked with, of course, some of the test screen reactions that got up online, and of course the massive reshoots that I need to undertake, hands down. I was like, well, what's happening there? So yeah, and of course, from what I actually heard for this being the final installment in the DC Extended Universe by far, I was like, okay, maybe I think they might give us something to end it off with something positive, hands down. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I could say on, of course, that front. So yeah, I did manage to get myself over to Crown City Cinemas once again to see this movie as part of my double feature with, of course, Migration, which I did talk about earlier for sure. To which once again, thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, I did manage to get myself in to actually see this movie for myself, and well, I did manage to have seen it not too long ago, and a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I got the chance to see it? Oh boy. This is rather hard for me to say because, well, looks like to me, looks like the DC Extended Universe must have gone out with a fizzle instead of a bang. Because, let me tell you, this movie is a complete letdown for me, hands down. Yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. I was, really looking forward to something great, but instead, I got something, pretty bad, hands down. Yikes. You know, you didn't actually try hard enough when pretty much I couldn't find myself liking this film hands down, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for, of course, this film. To which, for starters, is, of course, the story, and, I'll be honest, I think from what I've actually seen, it does have some good ideas that they want to throw in, for sure, to really expand, of course, the story for Aquaman, hands down. But from what I've actually seen, it does look good on paper, but in execution, no, I just really didn't think it actually worked well to me, hands down. I think from what I've actually seen, I was actually more pretty much scratching my head in confusion and actually feeling bored, of course, what I've actually seen by far, hands down, to which, yeah, I guess from what I've actually seen, I just really didn't think pretty much this film actually has a really pretty much a really gripping and interesting story from what I've actually seen, and yeah, I just kind of felt that pretty much none of the stuff is, of course, flowed out quite well from what I've actually seen, and I really didn't think it really got me through hands down, for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say for, of course, the story. Now, of course, for the writing, I have to say, that's another thing that I can say that is absolutely wrong about this flick, hands down. I do kind of felt with the writing, I have to say, it just kind of felt pretty sloppy from what I can gather, and you know that argument that I said in Migration, where I think parts of the writing, for well, some of it is actually really good, while others I just kind of felt that I would be asking, did anybody turn in a second draft? That pretty much question that I just asked right here, I can definitely apply that for, of course, this movie, hands down. It's like pretty much someone tuned in, pretty much turned in pretty much a first draft of course, the script, and decided to go with it without pretty much any revisions to make it all the more compelling and interesting. And that's something that I did kind of felt pretty much absolutely surprised by what I actually seeing hands down. I really didn't think the writing, I have to say, is actually all the more gripping to me, and it just kind of felt sloppy from what I could gather. Like, of course, most of the dialogue scenes are, of course, stuff we've actually heard, particularly like in the first Aquaman movie, and that film, I will say, for while some parts of it are, in terms of its writing, is a little sloppy, I'll give it credit that some parts of it are written quite well, that I could easily follow through, hands down, and I see none of that with, of course, this film for sure. So yeah, and let's not forget to mention the comedy, I have to say. Yeah, I didn't get one single laugh out of the film's comedy, hands down, for sure. It just really didn't get me gripped on, for sure, to actually make it fantastic, hands down. So yeah, those are, of course, what I can say for, of course, those aspects in a nutshell. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've got those out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about with, of course, this film, which for starters is, of course, the characters, and And to be honest, from what I've actually seen, the characters, I will admit, well, I'll give them credit. Some of them have actually got some good development, and some have actually aged quite well for sure. But other times it just kind of felt the characters, I have to say, they're just not really that interesting from what I could gather. And some, pretty much the rest of them, I just kind of felt were not really developed from what I could gather for sure. Like, pretty much, if anything, if I wanted to actually see all these characters, I need to find some way to actually, get to know these characters for sure. But instead, all I got by far is, of course, characters that just kind of felt not really as developed and just kind of bland and forgettable from what I can gather for sure. And nothing really anything that really got me all the more intrigued in such a way for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, I'll be honest, if there's anything positive that I can say about this film, I will admit the acting is actually pretty good from what I could gather. I mean, sure, they had to deal with such bullcrap material that they have to work with for sure, but I really do admire the commitment they actually put into, of course, the characters, pretty much the actors to play all these characters for sure. Like, of course, I always still love Jason Momoa as Aquaman for sure. He's definitely a whole lot of fun to watch for sure, and I can't get enough of it, hands down. And let's not forget to mention, Nicole Kidman actually does give off a pretty fine performance for sure, and I can definitely make the same argument for Randall Park for sure. He actually did give off a pretty good performance for sure, and of course, I really do admire Black Manta, who is, of course, in this movie, much like in the last Aquaman movie, is, of course, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, to which I will admit, he actually does give off a pretty good performance for sure. So, yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. The actors that came on board to play all these characters for sure, yeah, they actually did give off some pretty good performances, hands down, and yeah, I can't get enough of both pretty much Jason Momoa and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, of course, this film. They actually really stood out for sure. And I'm actually saying those hands down because I'm not going to mention Amber Heard, of course, this one. I think it's quite clear that she only wanted to do this to save whatever bits of her career that she has left. To which, unfortunately, it's not working, so sorry, Amber Heard, but yeah, your time as an actress is officially donezo by far. And, of course, yeah, pretty much the good majority of the actors in this film, they give off some good performances, hands down. Except for Amber Heard. Her acting in this film is terrible. There you go. So yeah, I hope that will actually please all of you Amber Heard haters out there for sure. So yeah, there you go. I hope all of you are happy, of course, what I've actually said, because, man, who would have thought that I would find myself so much joy for saying that I really didn't like Amber Heard, of course, this film. But maybe I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, and so I'm definitely moving on from there. So yeah. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Actually, a whole lot for sure. Again, sticking on, of course, the positive side of things, hands down, I will admit, the visuals and the effects in this film Well, honestly, it's not bad from what I can gather, but I do think it actually is good, of course, that front for sure. Like, of course, the backgrounds and the scenery, I do think is actually massively solid, and little bits of CGI here and there. I'll give it credit. It's not bad from what I can gather, but I do think it is fine from what I've actually seen for sure. So, yeah. And of course, let's not forget to mention the action I have to say for sure. That too, I can say, is a little hit and miss from what I can gather for sure. Some of the fight scenes are actually done really well, while others I just kind of felt were unnecessary by far, hands down, and it just really didn't fought through, of course, on what goes on for sure. So yeah, I do have that little off again reaction when it comes to the action for sure, and the fight scenes for sure. Some of them, yeah, I will have to say, is of course very exciting. It got me going, yeah, this is actually really amazing. While other times it just kind of felt were so bland and terrible, and I just kind of felt like, this is pretty boring. So. But yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And of course, for the direction of this film, to which again, this film is once again directed by James Wan, and he's actually done some pretty good stuff from what I can gather. And I guess in the case of this film, I do think it's fine from what I can gather. Not really anything that all the more gripping and all the more incredible from what I've actually seen, but it's fine from what I can gather. Nothing that really got me pretty much all the more great for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say, of course, that front. And the cinematography in this film, again, I'll give it credit. It actually does have some really great camera shots from what I've actually seen. And I really do admire, of course, on how well shot this film is for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, positivity over, back to the crap. So yeah. But yeah, as good as all of these aspects from what I can gather, pretty much another thing that really did bug me a whole lot for sure is, of course, the A-ing. So yeah, that's definitely one of the major problems that I actually found amongst many other things that I find with, of course, this film. The A-ing, I have to say, is horrendous from what I've actually seen. So yeah, just from the way it's actually cut up from what I can gather, I know this film was really cut up massively hard pretty much while the film was getting itself underway for sure, and boy, how brutally it got hit, hands down. Every single thing from what I've actually seen, it's actually cut up way too quickly, and I just pretty much had a hard time processing each cut that this film has actually gone through for sure. Like, of course, there are some, pretty much for some of the action scenes that I just kind of thought were pretty bad from what I can gather. Some of them are cut up so fast, I just couldn't make out on what's going on for sure. And there are even some cuts of it that I just kind of felt was probably missing a scene or two that we actually didn't actually know what was going on. Like, of course, at one moment we see, of course, what's going to happen, and in the next shot, it already happened, and we're now in the aftermath. I was like, wait, what's going on? Did I miss a scene or two? So yeah, that's what I can say for, of course, the A-ing. I have to say it is horrendous from what I can gather for sure. So yeah. And of course, to top it all off, to go alongside the film's pacing from what I can gather, yeah, that I kind of felt was not really that incredible from what I've actually seen. And I find myself getting a little bit more bored, of course, on what's going on during pretty much while the film is playing, rather than getting myself fully engaged on, of course, what's going on for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah. That's what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much everything that I can say for, of course, this film, so yeah, all in all, do I really need to say anything else about this film for sure? Because I sure as hell don't. And I think you can clearly see why I have this reaction for sure, so yeah, I guess overall, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, yeah, it does have some good ideas to actually make it all the more incredible and make it as good as the first Aquaman movie. But what we got instead is just nothing more but a letdown of a sequel for sure, and of course is one that would actually make the DC Extended Universe go out with a fizzle instead of a bang for sure. So yeah. Pretty much of anything, some parts of it, I'll give it credit that it really does work well, and I really love the attention to detail they put into, of course, those aspects that I mentioned. But everything else, though, it just really didn't got myself fully gripped onto actually making fantastic from what I've actually seen. And again, all I got by far is just nothing more but just pretty much of a letdown of a sequel for sure. None of the stuff that I've actually mentioned actually makes it great, and of course, from what I've actually seen, I was hoping to have them crank it up to 11, but of course they just cranked it down to about a 2 at best, so yeah. So yeah, I was expecting a whole lot more, and I was expecting this movie to actually be good, but I guess I got the exact opposite from what I've actually seen, bar none, so yeah, and I do feel bad for saying that, because I really want this movie to be good, so maybe I guess with a whole lot more thought and care put into, of course, all that, we could have gotten something a whole lot more great, hands down, for sure, and actually giving a much better treatment from what I've actually seen, but that's definitely not the case with, of course, this film for sure. And I think that's pretty much the best way I can actually describe it for sure. So yeah, definitely not really a great flick for sure, but I will say it's definitely not the worst I've actually seen for sure. So yeah, while I actually did say it's a letdown, it is pretty much a letdown for sure. So yeah. That's probably the best way I can actually describe it for sure. So yeah, I guess all in all, I don't think this is actually one trip under the sea that I don't think you should be taking hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I'm definitely going lower on this one, and I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 10 as my final score for sure. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I can say on, of course, that front for sure. And I was expecting a whole lot more to actually make it all the more great, but it's not really the kind of flick that really is well worth checking out anytime soon for sure. So yeah. And on that thought, I guess if anything, that pretty much wraps up everything for the DC Extended Universe by far. And all in all, boy, what a trip that was, going through all the DC Extended Universe movies throughout pretty much the whole 10 years that's actually been for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, some of the movies in the DC Extended Universe are good for sure, and it has given me a good time, hands down, while the rest, I have to say, some of them are decent, while the others, mostly terrible from what I've actually seen, and I do feel bad for what they've actually gone through by far for sure, so yeah. I mean, really think about it, hands down, pretty much from what I've actually seen, the DC Extended Universe, yeah, it did try its best, but But I guess all it was trying to do by far is, of course, trying to replicate the same amount of success that the Marvel Cinematic Universe actually had for sure. But I guess, if anything, it does kind of vary in between hands down. And yeah, I'll be honest, I think with, of course, where we're at right now for sure, especially with, of course, the trend of course, the genre of superhero movies nowadays. Yeah, pretty much back when the MCU first started, they're, of course, now groundbreaking and revolutionary to actually make them all the more incredible. And they're definitely a whole lot of fun to watch for sure. And yeah, I guess I can give it credit for that, hands down, for sure. And but nowadays, it looks like pretty much superhero movies nowadays, it looks like it's pretty much varying in between of course, pretty much some of them being good, while others being just crap and just mediocre at best for sure. And it's almost like it's starting to die down from what I can gather for sure. And it looks like that whole ship of course, superhero movies being absolutely incredible, looks like it's already starting to sail away as we speak for sure, which, yeah, I do feel bad from what I can gather. So yeah, hopefully maybe later on down the road, maybe they might start picking themselves back up again and actually be fantastic once again for sure. So, but yeah, I think it's what I could say on, of course, that front. And yeah, I do feel bad for the DC Extended Universe to go out with a fizzle instead of a bang, but I don't blame them for sure. I do believe that a proper cinematic universe on the DC superheroes can actually work by far for sure. So yeah, maybe I think maybe try to do its own thing and actually establish its own story and characters for sure. And not trying to replicate the same amount of success that the Marvel Cinematic Universe actually did for sure. So yeah, I do think it actually can work for sure. So yeah, if DC would have gone that route with their cinematic universe, I think we would have gotten something all the more fantastic for sure. Something that we can equally love as much as the MCU for sure. So, and it's a good thing too, because for a while it may be the end of course, the DC Extended Universe as of now, I think there might be some hope within a couple of years for sure, because, well, I think currently as of now, there already are plans to, of course, pretty much work on a new DC Cinematic Universe as we speak, with, of course, James Gunn now helming this idea for sure, and that's going to start all the way in 2025 with, of course, Superman Legacy that'll be coming up for sure. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see once that actually does come around. And I guess the only question remains, if that actually does finally get underway, will pretty much the new DC Cinematic Universe be actually great and fantastic? Well, only time will tell when that'll come around for sure, but you may never know. So yeah. Quite curious to see on what a new DC Cinematic Universe will actually turn out in a couple of years, years from now. But for now, I think it's about time that pretty much we say goodbye to the DC Cinematic Universe by far. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. All right. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom for sure? Do you absolutely hate it like I did and think this movie deserves a whole lot better? Or do you absolutely enjoyed it and think it's actually a really good movie? Or do you think it's okay? Let me know what you guys think about this movie in the comment section below. And moreover, are you actually hoping that the new DC Cinematic Universe might actually give us something good? That too, I'm actually quite curious to know, so yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and boy, doesn't it feel great to finally get this double feature out of the way. I'm glad I finally got to do it for sure, and well, if there's anything good that I got, of course, this double feature, I'll definitely show it. Hold on, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess pretty much once again, thanks to Crown City Cinemas, I actually did manage to take home 2 mini posters for sure, like of course on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, of course, and of course on Wonka, which I did talk about, and that was actually a really good movie. So yeah, I guess that's actually pretty much a nice thing that I got out of course my double feature for sure. So yeah, now I need to figure out, of course, where I can put them on my wall for sure, if I have enough space for sure. Well, okay, I'll figure it out for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and almost done. We're almost done. Just one more movie for this year, so yeah, I'm quite excited to see on what movie I'm gonna see as the final one for this year before we'll carry on to the new year for sure. So yeah, like I said, that I'm gonna be talking about to pretty much end off 2023 in terms of movies with a massive bang, unlike what we got in this film that I just talked about. Well, you're just gonna have to tune in later on to see for yourself. So yeah, I'll definitely leave you at that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next thoughts video for sure. And moreover, have yourself a very Merry Christmas Eve for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say on, of course, that front. Take care, everybody. Big special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible. So if you want to be like these people and show your support to us and get some awesome rewards such as getting a special shoutout, credit at the end of the videos, as well as some other awesome rewards within your budget, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to do exactly that. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427'S Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.